morning. I'm Andrew Cox, CEO, President and Director of Rio2, recently graduated to the TSX main board, and we are developing the Fenix Gold project in Chile, currently under construction and expecting to go into production in January next year.
Andrew, good to meet you. We've only ever met online.
That's right.
Here we are.
Had a couple of interviews.
Yeah. Look, we're here at Beaver Creek having a good time. You're doing lots of meetings, telling people about the kind of where you are in the construction phase at the moment. How's it going out there? Is it busy for you?
Generally very well, Matt. I'm sure you've seen on social media we've published a lot of videos.
Yeah.
We think that's been a good tool, enables people to visualise what's actually happening over a traditional text press release, which can be quite dry and just numbers, which we still will do every quarter. But in general terms, the development's going very well.
Yeah.
The earthworks essentially finished, so let's say leach pad, PLS pond done, with 12 hectares of plastic being laid down.
Yeah.
We're putting overline materials on 4 hectares of that 12, and we continue to cover the plastic. And we have started moving mineral, you probably saw a video maybe on social media, to the pad. Some of that mineral's coming from the haul road, so we're cutting the haul roads to the pits to access the mining areas. And in parallel, we're finishing the detail work on the access road. So
Right.
that's on the earthworks, civils, all under control. The critical path for us going forward now is the ADR plant. Obviously, we're promising gold for January next year. We are on track to do that. The ADR plant construction is focused on, obviously, on the leaching circuit, the absorption circuit, because that's where we start.
Yeah.
The internal aim of the company and the project is to start circulating solution in November. And as we finish off the plant, we'll sort of follow the sequence of processing. So we'll go to deabsorption, finish that, and then the gold room will be the last part of the construction, probably late December. So yeah, the things are on target. We're on time. We're on budget. Slightly under budget maybe, but it's not significant. We're sort of right there where we want to be. So I think generally pretty happy.
And all the money you need by the sound of it as well.
Correct. We've got 50 million to come from Wheaton from the gold prepayment arrangement. We'll probably draw that down, I would estimate maybe November, and that covers us through end of construction and into the working capital we need to get to cash flow.
Fantastic. And also, notice that you're running quite the crew there. I mean, there's a lot of people on site at the moment.
Yes, we estimated originally in the feasibility, I think we had 1,250 people. We topped out at 1,600.
Yeah.
Part of that has been the plant construction. We've brought in extra people to make sure we achieve the timeline. You may recall, maybe not, but the plant construction is on a fixed cost budget, and so it doesn't affect us in terms of cost, but what it does is ensures the delivery of the plant on time. So we have put extra people in to ensure that happens.
Right. Yeah.
And of that 1,690 are Fenix Gold staff.
Right.
The rest are contractors which are struck on an HLC, preferred alliance contractors, which we took from Peru with us, based on the Rio2 experience.
Yeah.
Both the projects are in a show window, so we've taken the model and gone to
replicated cookie cutter approach. And most of those, so what percentage are local then? You got
currently local is 40%.
Okay.
We targeted initially higher than that. Internally, we were looking for 50%. We haven't been able to achieve that. It's just not the amount of trained staff available in Atacama.
Right.
So a lot of people are busing in, busing out.
Okay.
So, but there's no shortage of people, but it's just finding them at Atacama has been harder than we expected.
Yeah, and so no camp required. Obviously, people are just, I say, busing in and out.
Busing in and out, sorry, to the regions where they come from.
Right.
But
Okay.
We have a camp, 630 man.
You do.
Camp
Okay.
Which we were built back in 2022 on the false start that we had, which has been a blessing because it's to jumpstart the project because the camp was there waiting. So.
Yeah, and it's a funny thing is obviously you're timing it perfectly now into a very strong gold price environment, which you're probably going to. I think the stock is definitely getting rewarded for us. You close in on that completion. So you're going for like what, Q1 next year? That is the delivery, and then some sort of ramp up after that.
January, we're publicly saying January.
Okay.
We deliver the first bar. So.
Okay, and that ramp up period looks like what?
So yeah, whilst we are mining some mineral now at the end of the year, obviously so we are processing, so we have gold in the system. The ramp up will start in earnest from January. So the mining fleet, the construction fleet, will move to mining. So it's the same fleet. It's 40-ton trucks with 70-ton excavators. And as we complete ramping up the mining fleet, new trucks will keep coming in, and We expect to achieve 20,000 tonne a day, which is our processing rate that the project's designed for in about August, maybe September, and then we'll carry that through until we can expand the project.
So obviously you're having these conversations, you're meeting lots of companies and so forth, and I know you're dashing back to site to make sure things do hit those deadlines. People are interested in what? Is it the aspect of the scale of the operation? Is it the location? What do they like about you?
I think people are seeing, during the presentations we've given, the value that's in the project. I mean, we're just talking stage one, we don't have to go, everyone's interested in the expansion, obviously, and the water solution. There's a lot of interest in that. But just the project alone, the startup project, with stage one, if we ran that flat for 17 years, as was published in the 23 feasibility study, today's gold prices, it's an NPV at 5% of something like $1.3 billion. So, I mean, the value's there, and the expansion case, we're working on that. We're working towards the water solution. We have two options. We're talking to two companies, desal providers who have desal plants operating and water in Kopiapo today. And we hope to sign very shortly MOUs with both providers to go to a scoping study level, which will enable us to make a decision on who we'd like to move forward with.
Right. Let's go to water. Fine. It seems to be the thing that people keep coming back to, despite news.
The trucking seems to have settled down. I think people are getting comfortable with that, but the expansion's the big question everyone's
you're not the first, you're not the last. It's okay, that's solution for now. But in terms of this desal, that would be what, water pumped up to Kopiapo and then trucked from Kopiapo?
No,
or
the water,
pump it all the way up.
Desal water's to Kopiapo today. It's an expansion of existing desal plants to supply more water.
Right.
And then the construction of a line from Kopiapo to site.
Okay, is that far?
It's basically to our project, and a sort of a pipeline route will be about 160 kilometres.
Okay, and with a few pumping stations.
4,000 vertical metres, which basically is 4 pump stations. Yeah.
And you haven't worked out what that's going to cost yet?
We did conceptual numbers back in 22 or something. It was roughly 250 million with 50 million contingency. So today it's probably 350, something like that.
Right. So
we don't have. That's what the scoping study will tell us.
But you'd only do that in terms of the, obviously it's easy to forget that you guys had to downsize this project where you are. So going back to the sort of original larger project, does something like 350, is it? No,
the project, where's that at 1,800 gold? I mean, it's the expanded project is, basically it's a 5-year start with the 20,000 tonne a day trucks, and we would hope by 2030 the pipeline's in place. Yeah. And there's a ramp up there. Obviously, we can't go from 20 to 80 in 1 year, but there'll be an intermediate year. Yeah. And then the resource supports basically 10 years at 300,000 ounces a year.
Right. And what's the plan for you guys? Obviously, you've been working with Alex a long while now.
11 years. Yeah.
Built a thing or two. And what's the sort of long term? What am I buying into? What's the long term plan here? Is this you expect someone to kind of come in and have a look?
Oh, I'm sure people will get interested once we start producing gold. Yeah. I mean, I think Alex is very determined to take the project to the expanded stage, and then maybe think about looking to do M&A with someone. But at this point in time, we're committed to taking that project to the expansion and generate that value. I mean, we haven't got hard numbers because we don't have hard water costs, but it's over $3 billion worth of value in a rough estimate on what that looks like.
Now, tell me this, because I think we had a good conversation, you and Alex, previously on the build and the expansion, and the build and the construction. We get lots of companies coming through here and talking a good game about getting into production, but have never built before. You guys have been together and built stuff before, and you're in the middle of this. What have been the kind of the difficult components to all of this?
To be, apart from the political rejection of the EIA in Chile, which was very difficult, and the aftermath of that. I mean, it's not a hard construction. It's a simple ADR plant, pumps and tanks, like Alex would say, and doing it with the contractors that we've built 2 plants with before, with Strike on we've worked before. I mean, it basically takes a lot of that uncertainty out of it. Yeah. The differences we've faced here are probably the altitude. It's a little bit higher than what we've done before, but completely doable. And Other challenges in Chile have been finding the workforce, having to bring them in from outside. Also, the winter's been pretty mild for us. We had a very mild winter, 2 or 3 weeks, snowfalls of 5 centimetres that disappear after 2 or 3 days. So
Yeah.
I don't feel like we've faced too many challenges that we didn't expect. Everything was sort of happened how we wanted it. So.
And what about going forward? Because I think it's interesting because a lot of companies talk a good game about making it sound simple. Like building's easy, and I know it's not, because we've seen a few things fall over in the past few years. And even when they do get up and running consistently is harder than people think as well. So in terms of going forward, what are the kind of protections, risk management that you put in place?
What we did was simplify the project. We took the water pipeline out. That's not our core business, and that's a massive project. It's bigger than the mine itself, the logistics and the cost. And we'll do that, but with someone who knows what they're doing. We took the crushing out when we proved ourselves from that pilot pad we did back in 22 that we could achieve a P80 of 4 inch by blasting alone, so take the crusher out. Mains power would have been nice, but it complicates the construction. It's something that we can put in afterwards. So it's something we'll be looking to do in the next couple of years, looking towards the expansion as well. So we took it back to bare basics. The gensets on site. We had to buy gensets anyway for standby power in case the mains failed. So it doesn't really change your capital output. So I think just for us, the challenges going forward will be getting the mining up and running and the efficiencies, and same with the water transport. Obviously, it's a big logistical exercise, and getting that implemented and working on a smooth basis is probably the 2 biggest challenges I think we'll face now.
And I know you're the kind of the ops guy, putting all this together. But in terms of the kind of growth story, there's obviously a couple of ways that people come at it. They come out through continued exploration, and the other being through maybe acquisition, and there's a lot of that going in the market. In fact, I'd say 30% of the people who've been through this door this week are talking a good game on that front if they haven't done so already. So on the exploration front, is there much happening there? Does it need to happen? And I'm thinking specifically more about kind of grade control and things like that.
Yeah, so step back to 2018 when we brought the project. It basically came with 5 million ounces already of resources already proven, and we didn't spend any money on exploration because it made no sense. We could take it to 5.2 or 5.5, and the market wasn't going to give any value to that. I mean, you've already got 5 million. Why need more money? What are we going to do with that 5 million? So now that we're arriving to production, we are looking at exploration once we start cash flowing next year. There are gaps around the target where we don't have enough information on the edges, at depth as well.
Okay.
There's also a lot of inferred material. There's 1 million ounces inferred that can be converted to resources pretty quickly, I think, and that's probably what we'll be starting with.
Okay.
So inferred to resource, pushing some of the boundaries and filling some holes in the drilling. That's next year's plan.
Okay.
Stepping outside further the project, nothing in the short term.
It's fairly homogenous ore body, isn't it, though?
Yeah,
it's not like you're going to find like high grades somewhere and be able to bring that into the plant.
No, the structure, it's massive bulk mining. I mean, you get runs of 70 metres, 200 metres of minerals. So dilution and picky mining is not going to be us. It's bulk movement.
Yeah. Okay. So So on the drilling front, so that's fine. With regards to things like M&A, there's a lot. Like I say, there's a lot going on out there. You're in the middle of a build, and maybe it's heads down to focus on that. But at the same time, the market's going to be saying, "Okay, great, what next?" They do, right? Well, that's what they do.
There is the expansion, but
true. Maybe that's the answer.
We are focusing on that, but we've never stopped looking at M&A right through the last 5 years. Even though we were down in the dumps with the rejection, we've come close on a couple of things, but we haven't ever finished a deal. So we're looking. Couple of things in process, but there's nothing. So it's nothing concrete.
Okay, so you come close to a couple of things. So it's a genuine wish to do. So it's not a case of it's a throwaway line like we're always open to.
I mean, we're very aware after the experience with the rejection of the EIA that we don't want to be a one asset company.
Yeah,
that was almost fatal for us, and it almost sunk us. So, we certainly would love to have another asset that we can de-risk a wee bit and diversify.
Yeah. Okay, so you're conscious of that, and then I guess also because it wasn't just a single asset; it was the jurisdictional risk there. And not everywhere is difficult to mine these days. It seems everyone's got an opinion about whether you should or shouldn't. But the single asset thing is well understood, and just I've got to go to the sort of the show me the money bit, which is obviously funded through to completion, production. Once that gets going, what's the balance sheet look like after that? Do you need sustaining capital as well?
No, we cash flow from, this is a 90-day leach cycle, so once we start putting them in, it's 93 months before we start seeing gold flowing through the system. Well, I mean, to be honest, we get 50% of that gold in the first 30 days or 40 days maybe. So, but it'll be a little bit faster. But I would say by March, April, the cash flow will be coming through.
It starts to come through.
And we then fund ongoing construction of a leach pad, for example. There's a second campaign of leach pad construction. And going into next summer after winter, we'll start building our workshops, which we haven't finished yet. It's another way of simplifying the project. We've pushed them out.
Yeah.
We've got temporary infrastructure in place that we're using.
Yeah.
And with the cash flow of the project, we'll complete the workshops.
So managing dilution.
Late 26, into 27, so during the summer.
Yeah. So how are you feeling? Obviously, great. You'll be the new producer in the block soon.
It's a funny experience from where we've come from to suddenly be so close to producing and being recognised everywhere we go. People are, Rio, Fenix. Yeah.
Well, do you know why? It's because it's new gold, new ounces. Because there's been a lot of M&A, which is this, the mines that are already producing and people just coming together, and that's a sort of a paper exercise rather than actually finding new gold and bringing it out of the ground. So I think congratulations to you and Alex and the rest of the team.
Yeah, certainly the team. We are a team, and the results of the team is what everyone's probably seeing today. The project, hopefully on time, on budget, and ready to go to production. On time, on budget, and new ounces coming out of the ground. Well, good to see you. Thanks for the interview.
You've got a busy rest of the day here and probably the next few days, but we'd love to see you and Alex again soon. With the next update. Sounds like that might be
probably
January.
I mean, I mean, we hopefully start circulation solution in November.
Down. I've got a project in Chile. I'll come near you. I'll come over and see you for the.
Most welcome.
For the complete. Are you going to do ribbon cutting? Are we going to do that?
We sort of. Yeah, I mean, if you want, we can get a ribbon. Yeah.
Well, I think so. I just working in Africa, they loved a ribbon. So we'll see you again soon.
Yeah.
Thanks.
Okay. Thank you.
Cheers.